I'm Aurora, and welcome to Porto Aurora, Brazil.
I am the Zach Monson, and welcome back to a very special edition of Stingray PausePlay here with Aurora.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm very good as well. Thanks for not asking, but I'll just assume that you were.
Spiritually, I was.
Spiritually, I could tell by the way you're looking at me, you're wondering how I was doing. Okay, I feel less good than I did before. You started writing melodies when you were 6 and started writing lyrics when you were about 9.
Yeah.
What does somebody write about at 9?
Oh, many things.
Like what?
I think a 9-year-old's life is a very hard life.
Indeed.
And I think I was mainly writing about bullying and death.
Okay. Were bullying that you were just seeing around, or personally you were bullied?
A bit of both.
What were you
but
bullied
not in
about?
a horrible way. Just in the way I dressed. I dressed a bit differently.
And how did you dress? Because this is great.
Just like now.
Like now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they're not very nice.
But I couldn't decide which skirt to wear, so I put on both.
Well, they go together. They definitely don't clash at all. Not in any way whatsoever. Do you remember the very first song that you ever wrote?
Yes. Yes. It was on a guitar, which I don't understand why it was on a guitar because I can't play. But my biggest hero was Cohen and Bob Dylan, so I guess I wanted to be like them. I was 9. It was a song about like they can say what they want but don't listen, like a song like that about bullying, I think.
About bullying.
And I forgot it now. I don't think it was especially good.
Do you have a happiest musical memory?
It was very nice recently now in France. We had a show and the stage was very low. So I was almost kissing the audience as I was singing. And I brought them up on stage to dance on our last song. And it was very nice.
That sounds lovely.
It was lovely.
And where was it in France?
In Paris.
Oh, beautiful. In a world of cookie cutter artists who all kind of look the same and sound the same, you are not one of those people.
But I love cookies.
Yeah, I also love. What's your favorite kind of cookie?
Oh, cookies with oatmeal in them.
Okay. You know, you speak with magic and childlike wonder, but also this kind of wisdom. I've heard you talk about wishes inside of apples and be distracted by raindrops on windows. Why are these kinds of things important, and how do they play into your day-to-day life?
I think, especially now, being so far from home and being so busy, it's easy to forget a bit about yourself and the child I have inside my chest. Yeah. And I think it just reminds me of how I was when I was younger, and it reminds me of myself. It's important to do things that reminds you of yourself, so you don't disappear and become invisible. Yeah. So I just like those things. It makes me feel magical, and that makes me feel happy.
I've never heard anybody talk about wishes inside of apples. Is that something that is... Did somebody else say that to you once, or did you just one day wake up and realize that there were, in fact, wishes inside of apples?
I think it was just something I said to a person once. Yes, I met Iggy Pop's bass player in Belgium, and I just said, good show. And I thought, okay, maybe 100 people have said that to him before. So I gave him an apple and I said, it's a wish inside. And he said, oh, thank you. And since then I just like that idea. And why not? Why can't there be a wish inside an apple, or a little harp inside a fish?
A harp inside a fish?
Anything can be possible
if you
believe.
Can be possible. And you do. And I feel like I believe more and more now that we talk. We asked the last artist that we had in to ask you a question.
Hey, we're Bob Moses, and our question for you is...
Do you take your toilet paper over or under?
I'm not a psychopath. Of course it's on the... away from the wall.
So the front.
So that the cat can destroy it.
Why can't the cat destroy it from the back?
Because if it goes in the back, it only goes around and around. But if it's on the front, it will go down on the floor and create a huge white carpet for the cat to...
Okay, so your choice is totally based on cats.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fine. The album is All My Demons Greeting Me as a Friend.
All my dreams.
All My Dreams
Me as a friend.
That's better. That'll
Very
be the next
sweet.
one. That's my album. That'll be my EP coming out in January 2017. Upon thinking of this title, what was the image going on in your head? How does a demon greet you as a friend?
I thought of myself, and hopefully this epiphany, greeting your demons as a friend, will come before you are on your deathbed. Is that what it's
Deathbed?
called? Yes?
Absolutely.
Okay, deathbed. And I was just
I wish there was a
picturing,
nicer word for it, but yeah.
going to sleep forever bed.
Ooh, that's almost worse.
Eternal sleep bed.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was just picturing myself on my on my last day
Yeah.
on this earth, and I was picturing all my demons like bending over me, like they seem to be doing when you feel sad and afraid.
Okay.
And they just turned kind, and they just greeted me as like, oh, you've done so well.
Great
You've
job.
handled us so nice in your life. And it's a nice thing to greet your demons as friends, because it makes you so powerful, I think, because you realize how much you learn and how much you grow, and how natural part they are, and also how much they make you appreciate the light. And it's just such a nice image, I think, having your demons like greet you as a friend and as a warrior and as a victorer.
Victor.
Victorer.
A victorer.
Yes.
Yeah, 4 R's at the end of that.
It just seems nice.
Now that you explain it, it's actually quite beautiful, really. Tell me a bit about the song Warrior.
Yes. Well, it began as my supporters asking me, what are we and what do you call us?
Okay. Like
And-
believers.
Yes.
Okay. That was the appropriate amount of shuddering that you just did there for that. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It just I don't I didn't like the idea of them being Aurorians because they're not mine.
Although that sounds kind of cool.
And yes, true. But I didn't like the way making them sound like they
Belong to
needed
you.
me.
Yeah, okay.
Because they don't need me.
Okay.
Or they need me a bit, but I need them as well.
Yes, you do.
Because I wouldn't be here without my fans.
Absolutely not.
So I just liked, and I think it's easy to forget how cool we are and how strong we are. So I just like the idea of having so many people calling themselves, I'm a warrior. So that's why I decided to call my fans for warriors, because it's a nice thing to make people call themselves.
Yeah.
And you should, whether you love my music or hate it. And the warrior was a song for them, for us, to be a warrior of light in this strange world
Filled with demons.
filled with demons and darkness.
And darkness. Do you have a favorite moment from the start to finish of the creating and the thinking and recording and producing of this album?
Sorry, I was having a sheep. I didn't.
What
I was
what
not
were
thinking.
you thinking about in that moment when I was asking that question?
I was thinking about your eyes. They're
Oh.
a bit green,
Thanks.
but they have like a different shade, just on the slightly
This
to
side?
the
Okay. Thanks. But besides my eyes,
Yeah.
which we could easily talk about the entire interview, what was your favorite moment from recording this album? Whether it was writing or production or...
Okay, yes, I see. I definitely enjoy writing the most, I think, because it makes me feel so nice. It's just this amazing feeling of being a bit useful
Yeah.
and being like, I get so depressed when I can't create anything.
For sure.
So when I can, I get so happy, and it's always worth it, that up and down roller coaster of emotions. But it's just such a nice feeling. You feel like you've given birth to something. You're a mother of a song, and nobody can take that song away from you.
And
It's yours.
which was the hardest labor? I mean, if they were kids, which was the hardest child to give birth to on this album?
Oh, I think giving birth to them is always easy, because you're in a strange bubble of making, of giving birth thing. But it's more about who is the most difficult to love as your own child.
Yeah.
And I think the more, like, it's a strange thing, because the more commercial my songs get, the more difficult it is to love them as my own special songs, because I know that they will always remind me of that music is an industry, not only a magical thing of emotions.
Sure.
But it's also the songs I need. And when I play them live, I appreciate them, because I see people singing along and people feeling things I did not feel when I don't know, it's a very strange a relationship.
Yeah, I bet.
But the more commercial it gets, the more difficult it is to be very proud of it. But still, it's nice, because it brings people together, also, these songs.
I think you should be proud of all your songs, because the album is beautiful. It's
Thank
really,
you.
truly wonderful. Are you going to play some of those songs for us?
Tonight?
Today.
Today?
I know tonight you'll be playing, but within minutes.
Yes, within minutes.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for chatting with me. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
You're a lovely human being.
Oh, thank you.
And I now cannot eat an apple ever again without thinking about what wish I'm biting into. But
Very good.
yeah, I don't know if you've ruined apples for me or made them special. I can't tell, but thank you either
I
way for
understand.
making them something. You can hear Aurora on Adult Alternative, Norse Rock and Pop, Norwegian's Freshest Hits, and the remixes on Dance Clubbing and Eclectic Electronic. And of course, all over Stingray Music Vibes. Go download the app right now. Tune in next time, guys. Bye.